Hey everyone, my name is Corey. I'm the Black Chain founder. I want to thank you for joining us. And today we have Ben Bartlett. He's city council man for Berkeley, entrepreneur, lawyer, Christian, blah 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 blah. And I'll let him tell you more about himself, and we'll go right into it.
Well, hi Corey. Thank you for having me here. Very excited. I love your setup. Really classy, amazing, and it's good to be a part of the Black Chain.
Yeah.
It's funny how the things we evoke with the words now, right?
Right.
The blockchain. I every time I say it, I think about the block standing on with your ankle chained, getting sold at the market. I can't, we gotta change this blockchain thing. I
Yeah.
mean, what the hell is that about?
Yeah.
That's like that's slavery.
That's some deep stuff. Yeah.
You know, I'm not
Yeah.
down with that. And the
Yeah.
black chain, I love that you're doing the black chain. It's
Yeah.
a new way to look at it. Maybe our DNAs are chained together or our destinies chained together.
Yeah.
But I tell you, man, we got to drop this whole chain idea.
Mm-hmm.
We got to drop it
Yeah.
because we got to be free.
Yeah.
We got to be free. We got to grow.
Yeah.
We're not chained down. We can float. We can fly.
Yeah.
And that's the lesson here. you
Okay.
know?
Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, let's go deeper into that. So when
Sure.
I gotta ask you. So when you think of black chain, what is that? What emotion does that tap for you?
So when I think of black chain, honestly, I think of part of it. I think of '90s Teddy Riley music because I think it had some similar names, right? I forget what it
Yeah.
was. But I think I think of us being chained to a false identity, one that was given to us that is not us.
Yeah.
You know, identifying with bondage, and Kanye West said it right. He's like, so there was a choice. That's a horrible thing, and people don't get it.
Yeah.
But everything is a choice,
Yeah.
and you can live free or you can die unfree.
Yeah. True.
So or die free and live on. You know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think nowadays, I think it's imperative, this far along, this far out of the rain, we kind of wake up and recognize that we're free
Yeah.
and drop the whole chain shit.
Mm.
That's just real talk,
Yeah.
brother to brother here.
Yeah.
Now, forgot part of my language. I'm sorry. But also, it's important to look at this, right? So we've been in bondage for 4 centuries, and we really just got free within my lifetime. I'm 40 something like that. That's the last laws were passed. So coming out of like that kind of extreme terror, extreme bondage, extreme just 24/7 terror that we still see remnants of, and we still have it too. A couple million of us in prison, and the poverty and the drugs and all that, and the manifold of attention, panopticon racism on us, right?
Mm.
When you're coming out of a car accident, you're in shock,
Yeah.
right? So we're coming out of a 4.5 century long car accident, like we just got out.
Yeah.
So we are in shock, and so we're walking around, kind of repeating all the things we were told, like we call a car a whip. Whoosh.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We call each other nigger. That's pretty evident where that came from.
Yeah.
We call each other dogs. Call the women bitches. Right? That's
Yeah.
that's the deal. That's
Yeah.
what we're told to do.
Yeah.
And we wait for heaven. We pray to God for heaven gonna come after we die. We don't make heaven happen right now.
Yeah.
Because we're taught to wait. So this state of shock that we're in, we're slowly unfolding, slowly coming out of it. It's going to take a minute, and I think it's imperative for us, who at least are beginning to become conscious, to spread that word and to let people know that they are free, and to heal that wound and calm that shock, and
Yeah.
wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's this technology. This is for your viewers. I think if they're crypto fans, they'll understand what I'm talking about, because the crypto revolution is revelatory. This is about freedom.
Yeah.
This is the freedom for you to decide your own way. The crowdfunding aspect, the tokenomics, the technology, the allowing you to sidestep this whole like massive overlord relationship we have with money, with finance, with debt,
Yeah.
allowing you to get outside of that and discover your own way and make your own way. It's incredible. This is the cloud. This is decentralization. This is, all of us networked. This is the ability to really create a human mind, and that human mind can work together to co-create, like I said earlier, a heaven on earth.
Yeah. A lot of what you said, I definitely agree with. And to kind of take it back to the name Blackchain, initially my thought was I wanted to create a name that stuck with people, right? And then I could worry about fixing the story, around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I've noticed, particularly in the tech space, or specifically in the blockchain space,
Mm-hmm.
The branding is very boring.
Yeah.
It doesn't really emit any real emotion. Like it's just, Blockworks, or not to call out any company in particular, but the names don't really, they don't really stand out. So I wanted to create a name that stood out, and that's the thing, right? It's like I've been reading a book that talks about positioning, right? Like, and you have to, in the book it says, when customers or when people interact with your brand, they already have a ladder in a mindset of what they think it represents, right? And use that to your advantage, right? So that's essentially what I see, what I'm doing with Blackchain, right? People already have a preconceived notion of what it means and what it signifies, but that's the honey to get people to pay more attention, right? So when they come in and look at our YouTube interview, right, they're going to walk away learning like, wow, this is a lot different than what I expect.
Yeah, that's smart, because it triggers something. So you automatically have space in their brain.
Exactly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have to work for it. And initially I was fighting it, and then I was like, you know what, I just want to own it, right? Because long term it's going to be better, right? Yeah.
That's good.
So like a lot of times I meet people that are like, huh? Tell me again? Yeah, like Blackchain.
Yeah.
And I never thought of the idea that it's chained. I never thought to put much thought into like chains and stuff like that. There is another friend of ours who has a company. We're not gonna call their name out, and people have said like, "Wow, that's kind of weird." Like the name of the company is
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's like
it goes a step beyond yours, even.
Yeah, and the reason why I never thought about changing chain in the name.
We get blockchain in the business, right?
Yeah.
Say ledger.
I just wanted to change the O to black.
Yeah.
Basically, just completely rebrand the space. It's like Blackchain, right? So the idea, and I think I mentioned to you before, it's about collaboration, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're all black. Black African is the oldest DNA on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And when you pull out a crayon box, you put all those colors together. That's what you get. It's black.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Very good.
You don't. So when a person's wearing black, they're not just wearing one color. They're wearing pink. They're wearing blue.
Yeah.
Green. They're wearing yellow. All these colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I made sure to add that to the story, because most of my friends aren't black. Obviously, most of my family is black or African or whatever. So when I tell people it's about collaboration, they're like, "Oh, great!" It's like their defense mechanism stops. So their defense mechanism gets them excited about the brand.
Sorry.
No, it's cool. Their defense mechanism is like, really? And then when I tell them the story of what it really means, they're like, oh wow, tell me more.
That's great.
Yeah, so
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely want to when you're moving any idea forward, you have to create touchstones in the brain. You need a tactile element in what you're communicating.
Yeah.
And you said with anything successful that moves from ideation to market, right? You need something to grab onto.
Yeah.
And of course, we're adept at triggering these things through different hot buttons in the psyche.
Yeah.
And so I think you've done it very well.
Yeah. in a good way, right?
Yeah, in a great way. In a great way.
Good way, yeah.
And then of course, once you get them, you can kind of pick a judo move and begin the healing process.
I like that. Yeah.
Like you did, the colors all come to one thing, and that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And it took It took probably a year and a half for me to develop that story.
Wow.
And actually something that I felt that I really identified with. Because again, most of my friends, most of the people I associate with outside of my family aren't black, right? And the idea that, you know, since we live in a global world, right, the people who you share space with, how can you say, no, I don't want you to read my stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Like, me and you share the Bay Area with so many different types of people. We have to work with them. You know, I think the mindset of like Malcolm X, when he was with Nation of Islam, he realized during his lifetime that it doesn't make sense to close out a set of people just because of their race. Like, if their ideals don't match yours, and that's a lot different.
Yeah.
But if they're trying to help, if they want to be, work in collaborative way, be a part of the solution, why not? You know?
Yeah, I mean, look, nobody makes it alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether that goes for people and for races and for genders and for companies and
I mean, you look at ants, right? Like, you know, ants. They all work
Mm-hmm.
together, right? So
yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is the deal. I mean, we are material beings, you know, composed of matter that comes together through, you know, harmonic frequency. Happens on an atomic level and in a larger level. I mean, that's the deal.
Yeah.
They call it gravity in one sense, but you know, we come together and that's where we succeed.
Yeah.
And we fail without it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.